make some noise!
Good afternoon once again. Good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon, beautiful people. I'm sure you had a nice time and a swell time with us during the afternoon drive show. I did, and I'm sure you did too. Well, not to worry. It's going to get more interesting because we're looking at something interesting today on the Share Your Thought. But of course, this is your number one online gospel radio station powered by the Diocese of Lagos Anglican Communion. Well, you can like and follow us on Facebook at Lagoonradio Nigeria, on Instagram at Lagoonradio NG. And of course, we are very much live on LagoonTV here on YouTube and also on Facebook. If you want to see the voice behind the mic, well, you can go on YouTube Live. Just click on LagoonTV and you're sure going to see the face. But not to worry. Also, tell your friends and family to listen via our website on www.lagoonradio.ng. My name is Taiwo Adiola Shabiolege, and it's time for Share Your Thought. Today, we're looking at something interesting, something I know you must have been thinking, oh, what does she have to say today? Don't worry. Today, we're looking at platonic relationship with the opposite gender. When you hear the word platonic, what comes to your mind? We're going to find out today and right now here on Lagoon Radio. What do you think about platonic relationship with the opposite gender? Do you think, okay, let me just put it, platonic relationship with the opposite gender, yes or no? Are you in support? Are you against? Do you support it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Yes, we'll be looking at that today, what it means and the challenges. We're going to be looking at the challenges in having a platonic relationship. So many things lined up just to serve you. I'm not going to be having this talk alone. Of course, you can call in on the show to drop your view, to share your thought with me on 08189 Lagoon. I'll take that again, 08189 524 346, 08189 524 346. You can call in to share your thought with me. Before we get right into it, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we get back, I'm going to kickstart the show. Do not go nowhere.
I'll forever sing in your presence. I'll forever sing in your presence. I'll forever. I'll forever bow in your presence. I'll forever bow in your presence. I'll forever. I'll forever glorify your name. I'll forever glorify your name. I'll forever. presence. Knowing the place, gaining access, that's through the blood. Jesus is the difference. Jesus is the difference. I don't know about you, but I know a place I can go to. Knowing the place, gaining access, that's through the blood. Jesus, you're the difference. Jesus, you're the difference.
All right, welcome back from that music break, and that's the voice of Dunsin Oyekon. Yes, it's 12 minutes gone past 3 p.m. and we've got lots and lots lined up for you today. Like I said, we'll be looking at platonic relationship with the opposite gender. Yes, and I'm not doing this alone. I have with me in the studio Abel Labi and my producer. I'll be calling out to say one or two things in the course of the show. But not to worry, you can go on Facebook. We're live and you can connect with us there at Lagoonradio Nigeria on YouTube. You can log on to LagoonTV. And of course, to be a part of the show, you can tell your family and friends also to log on to our website on www.lagoonradio.ng. But for you to contribute and share your thought with me, you can call on 08189 Lagoon. Do not forget 0819524 666. Yeah, my name is Shab, and I'll be taking you through to share your thoughts. Sean, what comes to your mind when you hear platonic relationship? Okay, before I give you my own definition, let me ask Evil Abby.
Please give us your definition.
All right, I'm just
let's
going
work
to
with
start.
your definition.
But it actually means is an intimate, close friendship without sex. Yeah, so you and you have a guy friend. You guys are just close like that, like nothing like sex. And usually this term platonic relationship, friendship, is used to talk about friendship between members of the opposite sex. People tend to get it wrong.
Okay.
But we're here to clarify everything. Some people claim to be in a platonic relationship, but there are other things involved. My bestie, we'll get there. But it can also be used to talk about the same sex friendship. So it's not about the opposite sex alone. And it specifically refers to friendship between two people who could, in theory, feel attracted to each other. It's not easy for a guy and a lady to be friends. I know. But notwithstanding,
what makes it uneasy? How is it not easy?
See, if you don't have this discipline, if you don't set boundaries for yourself, then it's not going to be easy. Then it's not going to be platonic again. It's something else, because platonic relationship or friendship is basically friendship without sex, without anything
But it's not void of romance. I think that's actually where the confusion comes in sometimes when we talk about platonic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Platonic relationships can be, like we said, between the opposite sex,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where they can actually be romantically attracted to each other. They
Mm-hmm.
can be emotionally attracted to each other.
Yes.
But the only thing that does not happen is the sexual intercourse or any act that is sexual, right?
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine who tried, who was actually involved with the lady. He loved her, like he loved her genuinely. He hoped that they would even end up together, but they had an understanding that sex was not going to be a part of this relationship. I think the lady was the one who set that rule, that she didn't want to be involved sexually, and the guy was like, I love you that much, I will be here
To wait.
to until then. Although they did not get to the promised land, but yeah, they didn't really end up together. But I think what I was just trying to clarify is the fact that platonic relationship is not merely just friendship, or he's my friend, No,
At some
can
point they
also
might have this experience. They might have some passing sexual tension that they could be wondering, like, can we just try dating? Like, I want to give it a try.
and that is on one.
I mean,
part.
what if
that is on
they
one
did try
part, right?
dating?
There is also the fact that you can be dating someone and still be it will still be termed a platonic relationship, as long as sex, you agree that you're not going to be sexually aware of each other, right? Then the mere, is my best friend, I just like this person so much, and then you find out that you're beginning to develop feelings for this person. That is a whole different case altogether, right? If you go from, it's my best friend, she's my best friend, I feel very connected to this person, I share my life with this person, it's comfortable telling this person about myself, I don't feel judged by this person, and you kick off a friendship from that pace, right? It's great, okay? And honestly, there are friendships like that started like that, and it has remained that way till today. They are both.
It takes discipline,
have
like
their,
I said, and they've set the boundaries.
Well, yes, of course. Sometimes they don't even discuss it. I think. Okay, we are humans, right? Okay, and a lot of things about us. Change is a very constant thing, right? Your emotions towards someone can change, right?
Yes.
Your feelings towards someone can change. So you might start off on, we're just friends, and honestly, it's working out for you guys. And in one person's mind, they're just friends, okay? And then one other person is already nurturing more.
Yes, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Simdele, do you have anything to say on this? She said,
straight up.
All right. Well, if you're in that kind of relationship, well, it's a good thing. And I might be bad to some people, but if you're experiencing this kind of feelings and you decide to keep what you have, I mean, your friendship remains platonic. If you're not taking it to the romance level, you don't want to upgrade your friendship, you don't want anything to ruin it, then it is. But the truth is, it is entirely possible to be friends and only friends with anyone, regardless of their gender. And I know. And come to think of it, people tend to get things mixed up. Platonic friendship doesn't mean that you're friends with benefit. Friendship fulfill an important social need.
Define, it's based on simple English, right? Benefit is, you could be gaining some, like symbiotic relationship, right? You're both gaining something from each other, but it's just not. But these days, when you say friends with benefits, what you're referring to, of course, is that those sort of there's sex, and then you're still living your individual lives, and might even still be dating people, but you're just not committed to them, but you enjoy them in that kind of sense, right?
Well, in general, there's nothing wrong with any healthy situation that works for you, but friendship that involves the desire to pursue romance or sexual intimacy, like I said, taking it to another level, whether you share those feelings or not, isn't platonic. And platonic friendship doesn't mean friends with benefit. Say you've got a really good friend, you go to concerts, you go to see movies together, you dine and wine together, you enjoy cooking together. On some occasions, you might have sex together. That is not platonic friendship or relationship.
Yeah, of course it's not. Once
Okay,
sex
so
is once
people
sex
tend
comes
to
into
people
it,
tend
it's
to
no
mix
longer.
things up. So my bestie, like you said, my bestie.
Yeah.
On what level are you guys playing your bestie? So let's know. And also, it doesn't really mean it doesn't mean unrequited love. I'll break it down.
Okay.
But if you have a crush or something or something stronger on one of your friends, maintaining friendship is still possible. But you couldn't consider that friendship platonic if you're holding on to the romantic hopes. Like you said, you might be feeling it, but I don't even know I don't know your feelings towards me. So that's not platonic enough. It gets a little tricky if you're on the other end of this. If you are the receiving end, like, oh, I'm loving Abigail. Abigail doesn't even know I'm loving her. And you might be thinking the friendship is platonic, but to me, and in reality, it's not.
True.
And again, I'll say it's not unusual to develop romantic feeling for a friend.
No, it's
It's
not.
normal.
It's not.
It's
In
normal.
fact, I think that's why sometimes when preachers or love doctors and all of that talk about love, they tell you love your best friend. It's easier,
Especially
with
when
the
you spend
person
time
who-
together,
Exactly,
yes.
because to an extent, this person knows you for you. This person, you have shared things with them, and they accept that part of you. Okay, so it's a whole lot easier. I think I must have been reading it somewhere, or I heard it somewhere where someone said that if he wants to get married, he's not about to start off with a new relationship of how are you, have you eaten? No. He's gonna go back to his list of friends and he's gonna pick a wife from there because it's easier. These people already know you. They know where you went to school. That early stage talking stage thing, you can bypass it, and start to just build a genuine relationship. So it's actually there's nothing. It's not unusual and it's not impossible for you to be in a platonic relationship and then the urge to want more, or for you to just have a friend of the opposite sex and then it's just friendship, but now you want more out of that friendship. There's nothing unusual about it. It happens a lot. And honestly, it can be the safest or sometimes even the hardest thing to deal with, because if this person says yes to you, you might just have the most fantastic relationship ever. But what if they say no? That also becomes a dent on the friendship itself. So you might even lose the friendship altogether. I saw a movie recently where this young lady she's living her life. She's had some very terrible relationships, and then she meets this guy who comes into her life just as a friend, right? And she really adopted to just having him as a friend, and she was comfortable with that. But from the onset, this man knew that he liked her more. He wanted to build a romantic relationship with her, and it took him time to finally open up. And by the time he did, it was like a bombshell to her. She didn't even know how to react. She's like, whoa, we're just friends, So you can either lose that friendship or it actually transcends into one of the best things that can happen to you. So having a friendship of any sort that is genuinely just friendship, not friends with benefits, okay? There's nothing wrong and there's nothing unusual about that transcending into a romantic relationship if you're both on the same page, of course.
We could even say, platonic relationship, it's not friends with ulterior motive. When you have you're friends with someone with the hope of dating the person, that it's with an ulterior motive. It is also somewhat dishonest, and that's why I would advise that you open up to the person. Just come out straight. Opening up about your feelings will usually it will serve you best. It will be better for you, because keeping it to yourself might bring about hatred and
this
all
is
sorts.
why I started by saying being in a platonic relationship does not take away the fact that you can be in a committed romantic relationship with somebody. Okay? If you like someone, in fact, you can be dating, but that dating relationship is platonic. Why? Because sex is simply not involved. It's simply the absence of sex from a friendship or relationship. Okay, so saying you have ulterior motives, saying, oh, you like somebody and you approach them under the pretext of just being friends with them, that's a whole different topic entirely. But But that doesn't stop you from still having a platonic relationship, because you can date somebody and not be sexually involved with them. It's just this our time and our generation where it seems like as if dating and sex goes hand in hand. That's honestly not how it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to date someone, court, marry, and then, experience the joys of honeymoon and love and marriage and all of that. But we have literally turn things around. You're dating someone, you're sexually involved with them. That's how it's supposed to be. So in the real sense of it, when you're dating, it should still be a platonic relationship. You're giving your all. You're emotionally involved with this person. You're committed to this person. So they are also to you, but you're just not having that sexual intercourse. Okay? I think that's one thing that has to be very clear. Once there is sexual intercourse, it is no longer a platonic relationship.
Yes.
Whether it's just friendship, okay, or you're really emotionally involved with this person. That's just the only difference.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. And when we get back, to be a continuation of the Share Your Thoughts show, do not forget this is still Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio station, powered by the Diocese of Lagos, Anglican Communion.
Dance in the Holy Ghost. Dance in the Holy Ghost. I prophesy, never lose your joy. Joy is a venture. Never lose your joy. Joy is a venture. Never lose your joy. Ashama, joy is a venture. Aya, never. Joy is a venture. Say never lose your joy. Joy is a venture. Never lose your joy. Joy is a venture. I won't lose my joy. Joy is a venture. I won't lose my joy. I won't lose my joy. I won't lose my joy. With joy I will draw from the world. With joy I will receive my testimony. With joy I will receive my miracles. Joy is the hand of faith. Joy is the hand of faith. Joy is the response to faith. I will lose my joy. I prophesy to someone here. Joy comes in the morning. Weeping may last for the night. I stand in my office as a worshiper and evidence of God's sovereign presence and authority. I declare whatever took your joy is being restored right now. Because of joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in. Everybody say, joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. I declare your money in the name of Jesus. I declare your money in the name of Jesus. Joy comes in the morning. 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 With joy we draw from the world. Forget about what Corona has done. If your joy is intact, everything is intact. When you lose joy, you actually lost everything. The joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength, my anchor. Whatever the enemy stole, I declare 7 times restoration. Because your joy is intact. By the authority of Jesus, I declare whatever the enemy stole, it shall do you like a dream. Oh yeah, it will do me like a dream. It will do me like a dream. Somebody prophesy your life. It will do you like a dream. By the say it will do you like a dream. It will do you like a dream.
right, welcome back from that break. You still the voice of Dunsin Oyeko. It will do you like a dream. Mm? Keep it platonic so you will not shock you. All right, still Lagoon Radio, and it's 3:30 already. The day is fast spent, but of course, if you're just joining us, do not worry. We're about to get started. We've started before, but because of you, we're about to get started. All right, you're at the very right place. Your number one online gospel radio station, powered by the Diocese of Lagos Anglican Communion. You can like us on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria, on Instagram at Lagoon Radio NG, and of course on YouTube is at LagoonTV and Lagoon.news for your news updates and more. My name is Shab, and still on the platonic relationship matter. Platonic relationship with the opposite gender, yes or no? To be a part of the conversation, you can call on to 08189 Lagoon, 08189 524 666, 08189 524 666, and that's the number to call, or you drop your comment on WhatsApp as well. Nina.
Please, let's just leave it at Able and be.
I just feel like calling the name. There's no.
Oh wow.
Okay, so platonic relationship with the opposite gender, yes or no?
Definitely, a definite yes. I was going to say yes, and many yeses. It's not an impossible thing to do. Like I was saying, it's just this our generation where we used to. When there's there are layers or there are levels to things, we skip levels and we just jump into, platonic relationship is possible. You can have friends who you genuinely love, who you're genuinely attracted to, who you would go all out for, okay? You can have those kind of friends. They will equally do the same for you, but you don't have to be involved sexually, okay? Sex is not the ultimate goal of any friendship. Sex is not what you use to pay for somebody's friendship or somebody's loyalty to you. Sex has become what people used to say, thank you, sir, thank you, ma. And that's the reason why we talk about, a man and a woman being best friends, and you say, possible, they're doing something,
Yeah.
It's because we know what we do. We know how the society, how rotten our society is. It's not impossible, okay? I was friends with, in fact, when I was growing up, I was a tomboy, so I only hung around with guys, my guy friends, and I had one who was so close to me. And the reason why we were so close was that our house was close to each other's house. We go home together. We literally come to school at the same time. We hang out together in school amongst our friends. So I remember one time my teacher actually said, two of you, you are dating, and I was like, I've never thought of that. It sounds so strange to us, but people actually assume that because we're so close to each other, something must be happening. And this was a genuine friendship. Like when you even see us playing, I call him dude, he calls me dude. That kind of friendship where sex is no longer seen. Like you're not seeing each other as man and woman anymore. You're just neutral. You're now on neutral ground. Yeah, my guy kind of thing. So there's nothing impossible. It's not even a miracle that if a man and a woman are friends and nothing happens. That's not news. It should be able to happen. Okay, like I said, sex has become so common today. Okay, and we have. Forgive my English, I've bastardized the whole idea of sex in friendships and in relationships to the extent where we're not in a world where someone can't even do anything for you without demanding sex in return. So because this has become rampant, because this is now a norm, it's now hard to imagine that a guy and a beautiful lady can just be friends with nothing happening between them. It has become like they are like, wouldn't they like give? Who are they deceiving? But it's not impossible. Whether they are doing it or not, that's their problem. But the idea of having a platonic relationship is very possible and it's very doable. That's just what I have to say.
Okay, Simi, platonic relationship with the opposite gender, yes or no? She has finally decided to
the
talk.
yes have it.
Okay,
I think. Okay. Let me say, Abigail has spoken from the perspective of a single lady. Yeah. So
want to
let
hear
me
from
let me
woman.
speak from a perspective of a married woman or a married person. To me, platonic relationship with an opposite gender that is not your husband, it's a no for me. And reason being that you don't know where such relationship could grow to. Like, I'm actually speaking from the highlight of everything we've been discussing before we went on the music break, like the intimacy and all like that. Normally, your best friend should be your husband. As a married person, you should share everything with your husband. And if you're even going to have any friend outside or any friend besides your husband, it should be something, should I say, something as neutral as possible, so that you won't end up getting carried away with that, with your relationship with the opposite gender. Take for example, in marriage, there are challenges. There are times that you offend each other, there will be quarrel, and at times you even feel like packing out. Okay, take for example, you already have a relationship with, or you already have a kind of friendship with someone, a platonic relationship with an opposite gender outside your marriage. You know, at that period, you're vulnerable to a lot of things. You're vulnerable to be victim of that circumstance. So take for example, you now say, "Oh, I have a friend somewhere. Let me talk to him. Let me open up to him." You don't know the plan he has for you. You only know the plan you have for that your friendship. Okay, take for example, you now maybe approach that man and be like, this is what happened. My husband did this, my husband did that. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm so down. I'm so, out of pity, because there is already an emotion attached.
Want to give in.
The man might want to take a step further. Let me put it that way, like want to go to the next level, kind of. And
This is opportunity
yeah, and because of the pains you're going through, you might not want to reject it, and from there it could graduate to what you don't want it to graduate to. But speaking from the single person's perspective, platonic relationship is fine. You share the same values, physically, spiritually, psychologically. You share the same thing, like you have something in common, and you have the same target, like you have the same goal, you're working towards the same goal. Not all platonic relationship would lead to marriage, really. But let me rate it 70% of platonic relationships actually could lead to marriage, because as at that time you've already known each other, you've already studied each other, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what this person wants, you understand. So from there, for a single person, it's a yes. But for a married person, it's actually a no, to avoid stories that touch the heart.
For an engaged lady.
For an engaged lady, okay, engaged in what sense? Is it the proposal, or engaged that they've paid bride price? Okay, engaged proposal. Is it yes? Even proposal, as far as they've not paid your bride price, they are single. So don't allow that small thing they call ring, or the small handcuff, to deceive you, because there are a lot of truthfully speaking, there are a lot of ladies that they've tied themselves to this proposal thing, and they are not being fair on themselves.
Some people end up being Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, like this person proposed to you, you broke up, that person proposed to you, you broke up, you keep breaking up. Must they propose to you before you get married? That's why. So the thing is just that a man proposes to you doesn't mean you can't actually be friends with someone else. But the thing is, it will be on a platter of understanding. Let your partner, like that's your fiance, let him be aware of your circle of friends. Let him know who is who in your life. Because tomorrow holds for you better things.
It's not the story of lady we read today that call off the wedding 5 seconds in 5 seconds.
So that is it. And there are a lot of ladies that, okay, I was talking about tying themselves to the proposal. So there are a lot of ladies that God has better things for them. God has a better partner for them. But because of that proposal, because they've collected ring, the ring has actually collected their eyes. And
that's
blindfolded them. They don't want to think again. All they want to do is, let me just finish bathing, put on my proposal ring, and let me just step out. And whether the guy does something they don't like or not, they wouldn't even want to address it because they are scared of what will people say? Like, he has already proposed to me, so what will people say? You understand? So to me, for someone that has already gotten a proposal, is actually a step ahead of being just friends. So it's a kind of assurance, 50% assurance that, okay, we are moving on. But if you see a red light during that period, bikonu, I beg, I'm begging, please use your head. Think with your head. Think with your mind. Think from your heart. Stop thinking from your eyes.
Or your finger.
That finger. So you now be flashing back. Oh, the saxophonist, the ladies that carried the "Will You Marry Me" of the cake, and everybody that recorded it. What would people say? No, please, it's no.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. We've got quite some challenges that is tied to platonic friendship, and of course, if you're not mindful of these common issues, I mean, if you're mindful of them, actually, they can actually help you to avoid them. Avoiding them, I would say one is you should avoid getting too comfortable around each other. If you're noticing that this feeling is becoming so, it's becoming something else. Like, you're having this feeling and he's not even thinking of it. Like I said, you are at the receiving end. He doesn't even know, or she doesn't even know what most friends generally avoid things like sleeping in the same bed regularly, cuddling while watching TV. When you go to the movie, you hug casually, and you touch yourself even beyond greetings.
That's why I even said it's a no for married people. Let's assume you're single, you're not in any relationship.
Then
okay, we can say, okay, you're getting to know each other and all like that. But at the same time, you shouldn't.
Even for the fact that you're single, yes,
you
need to be mindful of
exactly that. You need to be mindful so that you won't become vulnerable to something that you would regret doing later. So to avoid stories that touch the kidney.
Some can even go as far as changing clothes in front of their friends.
That's
why I said the number one challenge I feel you should avoid is you should take note of, and you should try as much as possible to curb it. Try not to get too comfortable around them. All the things you feel you do while they're there, then you need to cut it short. Another thing is I feel you should keep it honest. If you eventually you've come to realize that you're having these romantic feelings, like the feeling is no longer platonic, you need to consider sharing your feelings with this person, because if you don't share your feelings, you might end up losing that friendship. Unfortunately, that can happen though. However, some adults are actually capable of, handling things like that, handling romantic disclosures in a very healthy way. When you talk about your feelings, that could bring you closer to the person, and it can actually help you solve the problem. Because if you don't come out to the person, it might lead to jealousy. In a case whereby the person has his own partner or has her own partner, while I don't start to be that.
You see, that's part of why I said understanding.
So
I'm actually remembering something.
If you're not going to be honest with that person, be honest with yourself. Be honest to yourself. You need to
exactly,
because you don't want to hate yourself for not. And this leads to communication, because for you to be honest, you have to be able to communicate with the person. Let the person know your mind. What are you? Communication is very strong. It's a very strong thing, and you cannot evit it. It is inevitable. You don't have to talk about you don't have to talk about every aspect of your life, but when you have meaningful conversations with that person, he or she will understand, and you won't have these problems. Like I said, in the case whereby we'll get there, when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, while I go start because your girlfriend might not be comfortable around the person. So you might want to get to have a conversation. Okay, in a case whereby you have a romantic partner already. So Abigail,
Back
in
to
a
me.
case whereby you have a romantic partner already and you
Yeah.
have a you have a platonic friendship, how do you think you can cope this thing? Because it's a challenge. How do you think you can manage both
okay.
parties?
You know, Smidele was saying, she came and she spoke on the married and all of that. And to be fair and frank, I completely 100% agree with her.
Yes.
If you're in a committed relationship, I've had situations where I had to actually cut off from my guy friends because their girlfriends began to think something was up and began to feel intimidated. Like if I'm if I'm in the same place where they are, you can tell the ladies are not comfortable because how do you want to tell them there's nothing going on? You are a lady, is a guy, and he has a girlfriend, or he has a wife. It's a very tricky situation. And first of all, your partner should be your best friend. Platonico, romantico, whatever the nature of it, you should first see your partner as that thing before you start looking for it elsewhere.
Yes.
Now, in a situation where you already had a paddy of the opposite sex, and then you now have you now get serious, committed in another relationship, or maybe you move on to get married. They also then boundaries have to be drawn. Okay,
Yes.
this person needs to understand that, babe, guy, I've moved. Okay, it doesn't change the fact that we will always be friends, but there are just certain things that we no longer be open to. You know, if you have situations like we're talking about movies, you go to movies, you guys throw your hands around each other, you can hug. Those sort of things just will no longer happen anymore. You have to respect yourself, respect your partner. And I'm sure, I think I mentioned this at some point of my relationship show before. If this so-called person who is just your friend really, really values you and loves you, okay, like let's even leave it. If they really love you and value you, they will never come in between you and your partner.
Sure.
So even they will realize by themselves that it seems like my presence is causing some kind of problem. They will withdraw. You'll be the one asking them, babe, how far? I don't need to see you around anymore. Guy, how far? They'll be like, don't worry, I did now. But they will never be physically involved with you to the extent where it's not a threat to your marriage or to your relationship, okay? So it's the only time where this sort of friendship is a problem is when that person has an ulterior motive indeed, okay? When maybe they genuinely want you, but maybe they've not found a means of expressing that they want you, and they just play around over friends, hoping that one day chance and time will happen to all of you.
They can even follow you to VG.
And then you go on and you've moved on from that friendship. That is the only time when they hang around so much that it becomes a problem. So if they genuinely love you, if they genuinely value your friendship, and if they genuinely just see you as a friend, it's not a problem to let you go, okay?
Well, I'll just say if you have a romantic partner already, well, like Abigail said, you might want to excuse yourself, but you might still not want to diminish your friendship because it might end up to backfire because you're not totally being honest with the person. And which I said earlier, you have to be honest. Communicate with this person. So whatever happens after them, he or she will understand that, yes, this is the reason why you're doing this. This is the reason why you're backing down. And you also have to keep your partner informed, just as Simidele has said. Let them know your circle of friends. In fact, mommy, why you have said it all.
Clap for me.
Myself. So you have to keep your partner informed. You need to let your partner know the circle of friends that this person is my guy friends. My guy friend, they're my guy friends.
This was how we met. This is,
and even before I met you must have met them. But
sure.
I know everything. You're gonna cut them short, of course. Sure. But if he doesn't like it, you people can actually come to a compromise. But if he completely doesn't want it, then you just.
If he doesn't want it, that's where the space of being honest and the communication comes in. Because if your husband doesn't want a particular circle of friends you keep, there's a way you can communicate it to them, and it's expected that they understand because this is your life.
Sure.
You understand? So it doesn't make you totally enemies. It doesn't stop you from checking up on yourselves, but there are still some other things. Okay, take for example, before I got married, I met a set of people during my service year, my course mates and all that, those that we read together and all that. And after I got married, I had to cut it. I really, really had to. In fact, some of them had to just tell me themselves that we can't be keeping friendships again like that too, so that your husband will not come and cut off our head. You understand that kind of thing. So, and that's part of maturity. So maturity should also come in play.
Yes.
It should come to play in this kind of situation.
And you should spend time in a group. The time you
Sure.
feel you spend with them privately. I know you like to go to the movies. You might take one or two people along with you
Sure.
to avoid all this touching and cuddling. And where in a situation whereby you have to sit beside you, you can just leave that space for someone else to sit. All those things. I mean, you should read meaning and signs to them.
You two shouldn't even
You
be
should,
together in an
yes,
isolated
you
place.
you should also
True.
learn to maintain a balance. See, you really need to be sometimes you really need to be present for a friend. I know. But at other times your partner may need support when dealing with something difficult,
Sure.
and you might need to be there for the person. But you probably have to prioritize one relationship over the other.
Definitely, you should
Occasion-
prioritize.
occasionally.
You should. It's not to me. I don't even buy the occasional
Really?
idea. To
Okay.
me, you should prioritize your partners. You should prioritize your relationship with your partner than your relationship with your friend.
Friend,
Because
really?
the thing is your
Yes.
partner. Of course, is your partner. You're
Married or
together.
not married?
Married. I'm talking about
Okay.
married. Even if you're not married, even if
As
you're
long
not
as you're
married, as long
committed
as you're
to the
committed,
person.
you should even prioritize, and you should let that your friend know that guy, actually this is where you are. This is where you are.
That's
It
why I
doesn't.
said
It doesn't
you
stop
have to
me
be-
from.
You at some point you have to set boundaries. For
Exactly.
yourself. Yeah.
So you shouldn't. The issue of occasional prioritization shouldn't even come in that. All the time, your partner should be your priority.
Yes. And in a case whereby they have a romantic partner, you can actually apply those things I've mentioned.
Like if
earlier.
your friend has a romantic partner,
Yes.
yes, now you should even, the thing is the understanding now, you should actually make their partner your friend as well.
But I'm going
But-
to state something because of some ladies.
Yeah, but in case there are some ladies that they are not
If you-
comfortable
Ha.
with their partners having a female friend. So if you notice that, please just step back, because acid is real.
That's even good. How about the
And surgery to fix it.
Hydrogen
It's costly.
tetraozosulfate 6 acid.
It's costly.
It's very real. It's costly and it's going to chop. So just step back, like respect yourself. Let me just put it that way.
Yes. So if your partner have a romantic, if your friend have a romantic partner, you can apply those things I've said earlier. But also, I feel you should support their needs.
Sure.
If your friend mentioned their partner has some concerns or some issues, see, you don't have to feel bad. You might actually be there. Try to remember that everyone's situation is different and you don't want to know the specific details. Try to support them.
Sure.
It might actually bother you since you know your friendship isn't anything more than, it's not romantic. It's just that platonic. You just be having the feeling. You can actually offer help to the partner. Hey, don't engage in bad mouthing. I said I was going to say this because it's not about the partner now. It's about you that you're having feeling. There's some ladies, they can't contain their emotions.
They are catching feelings.
Oh my God. Once they are jealous, they are jealous. So you don't have to, I mean, you're more than that. You don't have to engage in bad mouthing. If your partner comes to you that, oh, my partner this, my partner that, you might actually even tell the person, you need to calm down. You can offer advice to the person.
Sure.
You don't have to badmouth this other guy or this other lady because you want, and you don't have to badmouth this guy.
Badmouthing the
because you
lady
want-
would even depict the kind of person you are. And badmouthing your friend's partner doesn't mean it will come for you. So I think one of the reasons for this platonic friendship is for you to put each other through,
Yes.
especially during difficult times.
Yes.
Like maybe now one of the ladies living with me, she had the same challenge, I think sometimes last year, and she came to talk with me about it. She has a friend. they've been together for a very long time, and the friend has a fiance. Is it a fiance or a fiance? Abigail, borrow me English.
Is it male or female?
Female.
Yeah, it's fiance.
It's fiance. Okay, the guy has a fiance, and there was a time the guy told that lady, that's my own lady, that there was a time they were both talking, they were discussing about the future, and the lady, his fiance, now asked him that. What our first female child, what name do you want us to call her? So the guy now mentioned my own person's name, and she just flared up. She did.
Of course she will.
So I now told her that, see, you have to step back. Let them solve their issues.
So it's only
But keep talking to him, keep advising him, make their bond stronger. And at the end of the day, they ended up getting married. That's the guy and his fiance.
She might even be a family too.
Exactly. They ended up getting married. And the same lady that flared up when they said they wanted to name someone, she was even the person that was telling the guy that, okay, now our baby will be called so. That's the name of the. You understand? So
do you know, I have a story similar. When I went to serve, I met this guy in the choir and we're friends. You know, the wife, we hung out one night and the wife was there and the guy didn't tell me. I guess he was going to tell me later.
Okay.
Do you know we're getting married on the 5th of May? Do you know? I said, oh, and he didn't tell me. In her mind, she thought probably we were dating or something. And we were so close.
To keep you informed.
Up to this moment, some people are still finding it difficult to believe that me and this person, we never had we never even kissed. So that kind of situation. He now told me that his wife didn't believe him until the day of their wedding when he saw me with someone else attending the wedding. I said, really? That she actually had the mindset that we're dating. And up to today, she respects me.
Sure.
And I like that fact.
Sure.
Same thing happened to me some months ago. Someone looked at me and we've been friends for like over 5 years. And the person was like, Shomope Taiwo, if you tell people that since we've been friends, we've never, had anything intimate, they won't be. I said I like it like that. So that I'll have more to talk. So that's it. All right. Time is fast spent. It's so unfortunate we couldn't go on music break there, The gist is still sweet. But the bottom line, platonic friendship can really work. And it does work. Even though it might get exhausting to keep saying, yes, we're just friends. You get tired of it. We're just friends. It's not easy. We're just friends. People will not believe it. It is really, 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 it really, really works. And that's what we'll be drawing the curtain for today. Well, to drop your comment, you can drop your comment on our Facebook at Lagoonradio Nigeria. On our YouTube channel is LagoonTV. And of course, you can tell your family and friends to like and follow us on Facebook at Lagoonradio Nigeria. On Instagram at LagoonRadioNG. And for more news updates, you can log on to lagoon.news to catch up more news stories. And on this note, I say a very big thank you to my listener out there and to my producer and co-host and guest, Ability Pop. I say thank you guys and I love you. Bye. Join me same time next week on the Share Your Thoughts show from the hour of 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Bye.